Hey you, yes you, watching this video right now, maybe feeling the weight of bills piling up, or wondering if you'll ever have enough saved for retirement, or maybe you're just starting out, dreaming of financial freedom but unsure where to begin. What if I told you that the rich don't just avoid debt, they use it to build massive wealth? Sounds crazy, right? But stick with me for the next 30 minutes, because I'm going to reveal exactly how the wealthy turn debt into a tool to double their money. And how you, whether you're a parent drowning in bills, a young investor just starting out, or someone planning for a worry-free retirement, can start applying these secrets today to transform your financial future. Let's dive in. Let me start with a story. Picture a single mom, Maria, who's juggling 2 jobs, a mortgage, and credit card bills that keep her up at night. She feels trapped, like she's running on a hamster wheel, working harder but never getting ahead. Now imagine a young guy, Jake, fresh out of college with a small savings account and big dreams of financial independence. And then there's Linda, 55, who's staring down retirement but worried her savings won't be enough to live the life she has always dreamed of. What do Maria, Jake, and Linda have in common? They were all asking the same question: how do I get out of this financial mess and build real wealth? The answer lies in a secret the rich have known for generations. Debt isn't always your enemy. It can be your greatest ally if you know how to use it. Let's break this down. Most of us have been taught that debt is bad. It's the monster under the bed, the thing that keeps you awake at night. And for many, like Maria, that's true. Consumer debt, like credit card balances or car loans, can feel like chains. But the rich? They see debt differently. They use strategic debt to create wealth, not destroy it. Think of debt like a hammer. In the wrong hands, it can smash your finances to pieces. But in the right hands, it's a tool to build something extraordinary. The wealthy use debt to buy assets, things that put money back into their pockets, like real estate, businesses, or investments. Meanwhile, most of us use debt to buy liabilities, things that drain our wallets, like fancy cars or designer clothes we can't afford. Let's talk about Maria for a moment. She's got $10,000 in credit card debt at 18% interest, and it's eating her alive. Every month she's paying hundreds just to cover the interest, not even touching the principal. That's what we call bad debt. High interest, no return, pure destruction. But what if Maria could shift her mindset? What if she could pay off that bad debt and redirect her borrowing power to something smarter? Imagine she takes a small, low-interest loan to buy a rental property in her neighborhood. The property costs $150,000, and she puts down $15,000 from savings she scraped together. The rent from that property covers the mortgage and gives her an extra $500 a month. That's good debt. Debt that pays for itself and grows her wealth. Over time, that property appreciates, and Maria's not just paying off debt, she's building an asset that could fund her kids a college or her retirement. Now let's look at Jake, our young investor. He's got $5,000 saved up and wants to start investing, but he's scared of risk. The rich would tell Jake, don't just sit on that cash, leverage it. Jake could use that $5,000 as a down payment on a small investment, like a piece of real estate or Facet 3. Real-life success stories, ordinary people, extraordinary results. Let's make this real with stories of people like you who turned debt into wealth. Meet Sarah, a teacher with $20,000 in student loans. She was drowning until she refinanced her debt and used her savings to buy a small rental property. 5 years later, that property's rent paid off her loans and gave her $800 a month in passive income. Then there's Tom, a 25-year-old barista who used a $5,000 loan to start a pressure washing business. His profits paid off the loan in 18 months, and now he's scaling up with more equipment, debt-free. And consider Ellen, 60, who used a home equity loan to buy a 4-unit apartment building. The rental income funds her retirement, and the property's value has grown 30% in a decade. These aren't millionaires. They're regular people who learned to use debt strategically. What's their secret? They didn't just borrow. They invested in assets with predictable cash flow and growth. Sarah studied her local housing market. Tom researched demand for his services. Ellen worked with a realtor to find a stable property. You can do this too. Start where you are, whether it is a small loan for a side hustle or a mortgage for a rental. The key is action backed by knowledge. Avoiding the debt trap. Common mistakes to watch out for. Using debt to build wealth is powerful, but it's not foolproof. The rich avoid traps that catch the unprepared. Mistake 1. Borrowing without a plan. Imagine taking a road trip without a map. That's what borrowing for an unvetted investment is like. Maria almost bought a rental property without checking repair costs, which could have wiped out her profits. Always run the numbers. Mistake 2. Over-leveraging. Jake was tempted to borrow $50,000 for his vending machines, but that was too much risk for his budget. The rich borrow what they can manage, ensuring income covers payments. Mistake 3. Ignoring interest rates. Linda learned that a variable rate loan could spike her payments in retirement, so she locked in a fixed rate. And mistake 4. Lifestyle inflation. Using debt to fund vacations or gadgets is a one-way ticket to financial stress. The rich stick to a rule: only borrow for assets that grow or generate income. For you, this means starting small, researching thoroughly, and staying disciplined. If you're in debt now, don't panic. Focus on refinancing high-interest loans and redirecting funds to wealth building. Think of debt like fire. It can warm your house or burn it down. Use it wisely, and it'll light your path to financial freedom. Your first step to wealth. Start small, dream big. You might be thinking, this sounds great, but where do I start? The beauty is, you don't need a fortune to begin. The rich started small too. Maria began with a $15,000 down payment on a modest rental. Jake used $5,000 for his vending machines. Linda tapped $20,000 from her home equity for a multi-unit property. Your first step is to identify one asset you can afford to leverage. For parents like Maria, it could be a single rental unit or a side hustle funded by a small loan. For young investors like Jake, it might be a low-cost stock portfolio or a micro-business. For retirees like Linda, it could be a stable income-producing asset like a duplex. Start by saving a small down payment, $1,000, $5,000, whatever you can manage. Then, research one opportunity, a local property, a business idea, or a stock with strong dividends. Talk to experts, read one book, or watch free YouTube videos on investing. The goal isn't perfection, it's progress. Think of your wealth like a snowball rolling down a hill. It starts small, but with each turn it grows bigger. Your first asset, no matter how small, is the spark that ignites your financial future. Dream big, but start where you are today. Now let's address the elephant in the room: fear. I know what you're thinking. Debt? That's risky. What if I lose everything? And you're right. Debt can be dangerous if you're reckless. The rich aren't gambling, they're calculated. They research, they plan, they consult experts. Before Maria buys that rental property, she runs the numbers: vacancy rates, maintenance costs, cash flow. Jake studies the vending machine market to ensure demand. Linda talks to a financial advisor to make sure her retirement plan is solid. The difference between the rich and everyone else isn't luck, it's discipline and education. Let me paint a picture to drive this home. Imagine your financial life as a garden. Bad debt is like weeds, choking out your dreams, stealing your resources. Strategic debt, that's the fertilizer. It nourishes the soil, helping your wealth grow stronger and faster. But you've got to plant the right seeds, assets that produce fruit year after year. The rich don't just plant one seed and hope for the best. They cultivate a whole orchard, reinvesting the harvest to grow more.